Guess who's here on a Monday morning? Jeff Sica. Jeff, good morning to you. Let's get right to it. You called the meeting of the Fed last week as a meeting of the mindless, so we know where you stand on the Fed. But do you agree with Larry Summers says, yep, looks like a recession, or Janet Yellen who says, no, it's not inevitable?
Well, I mean, what I can say, Ashley, is every time I hear Janet Yellen speak, she gets more delusional with each passing day. So what she said, what she's been saying in the past few days, last week, in terms of we're not going to reach a recession, why does Janet Yellen have any credibility at all? She's the one who told us that inflation was transitory, then came out and made it clear that she had made a mistake. So I spend more time listening to my golden retriever talk about the economy than I would Janet Yellen.
Ouch.
As far as Larry Summers, I've never been a huge Larry Summers fan, but let's give credit where credit is due. He has been very, very accurate during the pandemic in determining and being concerned that we would reach inflation. And he talks about the lagging effects of what the Fed is doing with raising interest rates. And I think that is the most important thing he could say, because what Larry Summers is saying is even as they raise interest rates, we are not going to see the effects of that for a while. So the economy will in fact slow down, and there will be a recession. I'm of the belief we're in a recession already.
Yeah, there are others that think the same thing. I was going to get to you on crypto, Jeff, but I want to fast forward, if we can, to investments right now. And I know you're an owner of apartment buildings. You think that that's actually a pretty good strategy in this kind of economic situation, high inflation, the economy slowing down, getting into some sort of REIT, a real estate investment trust. Do you think that's a good move?
Yeah, I would say, Ashley, I'm itching to buy some of these. I'm itching to buy some of these apartment REITs because what we're happening now in this collapse in the housing market is, and you're also with interest rates moving up, you're pushing out a significant percentage of buyers into the rental market, and there's a shortage of supplies and rentals. So you have a lot of good apartment REITs that have gotten swept up in the downturn of the market and are down 15, 20 or more percent, that pay dividends, and there's not a lot of supply coming on the market. So I think that if I were to invest, and I'm not in them yet, but if I were to invest, that would be the first place I would go.
All right, Jeff, thank you. We didn't have time for crypto, but I know cryptocurrency is the bane of your existence. So we'll get into that next time. Jeff Sica, as always, great stuff, Jeff. Good to see you.